I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause no more food. I cannot go to school, cause no more money.
Hello, and we are happy to come your way again with the TSM talk in simple Liberia English or Liberia Pidgin English. The stage media, or TSM for short, is that news group or organization that working hard to make sure that you get story from the internet, from the radio, and from anywhere, the correct news. TSM is doing this more here because there are plenty of news that can go wrong. And people can just take it, whether they want it true or it not true, they can just carry it. My name is Seo Watterson, TSM Liberia Pidgin English friend. Today, we get some story for you. And the first story that we get here, it comes from one organization they call Providence TV. And this Providence TV here is on the internet, what they call online platform. And then somebody called Philip Banan. He is a newsman and in Mangibi County. That two people, Philip Banan and online TV here, they put it down to say that the old number one big person for Mangibi County, Superintendent Jerry Vanny, gave a keke, what they call tricycle, to the Kakata City Corporation or Kakata City government. TSM decided to find out whether old Superintendent Jerry Vanny actually gave this particular keke or tricycle to the city government. Tricycle or keke, where get 3 tires, the people can put truck behind it. Then they can be put in there to clean city. And that's what these people say Jerry Vanny do, that's why he getting that tricycle for. But TSM decided to check, and they found out that in the same line with a government law, what they call the Local Government Act in 2014, the Mangibi County people went to a meeting in 2022. And in that meeting, they decided to put one side $425,000 US. This kind of money here is the one that government can put one side for the county, then they call it County Development Fund. The group of people that came in the meeting, they decided to divide this money here to say this money, which is $12,000, 2.96% of that whole money of that $425,000, to give it to Kakata City and Unification City. All this one here, they're supposed to use this money here to buy the keke or tricycle that we're talking about so that they can be able to use it to take all the debt from in the town and carry on the dumper. When the internet TV people put this story here down and then Philip Manan pick it up, TSM started to now check. TSM way to check is start to contact some people. One person that Emmanuel Gore was the old city mayor for Kakata. And he said in 2022, the Mangibi County people sit down and put money one side and decided to buy the keke then or tricycle then to give it to 2 cities, Kakata and Unification Town. And so TSM also went to work and contacted the old superintendent who Providence TV, and then Philip Banase gave this particular keke here as a also help to Kakata City. Old Superintendent Vanny answered. He said the thing that they put talking about that was way in 2022 that they put the money one side to buy these things here. So that the money that they use. So which means to say he, Jerry Vanny, he not give any keke or tricycle to the city, to Kakata City, as his own help. The government money where they put one side to buy these things here. So the story that Philip Banan and the Provident TV pulled down to say that Jerry Vanny gave that keke to the Kakata City, TSM found out that it is not true. One more story we get for you here, it comes from one honorable lawmaker in Liberia here, they call Yekewa Koluba. He get a TV on the internet, they call Yeke Koluba TV. Yeke Koluba pulled it down and say the government of Liberia finished making plan to go and enter the old president of Liberia, President George Weah, enter a house by force and try to see some things then. Now, when the Yeke Koluba TV that put the story here down, one newspaper, well-known newspaper in Liberia here, they call Front Page Africa, also put this particular story here down and say the government of Liberia went to meeting and decided to go to court, get permission, what they call search warrant, so that they can force their way and go to the old president house. The story go on to say that the group of lawyers, what they call legal team, that can advise the president of Liberia now, Omenjo Bakai, the one that decided to do this thing here. And they even said put the old big judge in Liberia here, Francis Koppo, name inside to say, Francis Koppo, he part of the president lawyer team, and they're the one that made the decision here. So TSM checking decided to go on the internet page, what they call the website, for the government house that can talk for the government of Liberia, called Ministry of Information. They go there, they not see anything like this, permission or order from the court to force their way inside the old president house. Now, Minister said, we can talk for the government of Liberia, Mr. Jeremy Pia, and he said this story here is not true. That's also a false story that people put outside. The old Chief Judge of Liberia, Francis Koppo, also talk and say no. The thing where the people thought he not know nothing about it. He not part of the president lawyer team to say before he was sit down in meeting for them to talk something like this here. TSM checking in, stop there. They went to the newspaper, what they call Front Page Africa, that put the story here down. And then made contact with the mean person in the newsroom for this paper here. They call this person here Gerald Konyeni. And Gerald Konyeni say, well, you know, you get this story here, and there are people who are inside the court system that gave them this story. You will not be able to go there and just boss a secret like that. So with something like this, TSM went back and made contact with the Honorable Yeke Koluba, and he said particular thing where he put on his page on he stand by that story. He not denying it. So they checking with TSM finished doing. Well, the way it look at it is that TSM say the particular story here, no proof for it. One more story, this one here. On Thursday, August 22, Hala Breako in Morocco here, near the headquarters for the party they call the CDC, or Congress for Democratic Change. And they hala here where break so a breakup between the police and some people in that place. The police people say they go there behind the CDC headquarters to check for drugs. Especially so the Liberia government office that fighting with drugs, they call the LDEA, Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. That they went inside there are people who selling drugs over there behind the CDC, so they go there to check, to force their way in their house and seize the drug, because it is a law that nobody must not be doing the bad cigarette business here. Now, when the people were there, they had that breakup. People in the CDC headquarters and all around there, they and the police started fighting. They were throwing rock to the police throwing tear gas, and in that time, somebody lay down there and hey. From there, one lawmaker, Frank Safoko, he put it down and said the police people shoot. They not want to use tear gas, and that after they are shooting down, somebody died. Somebody lay down there and died. So TSM decided to check also. There was another man they called Fode Massacre from also the CDC put it down and said it is true that the police people shoot and somebody died. But the police people came back. The person who can talk for the Liberia police, Madam Cecile Clark, said no, nobody not die. The police will not shoot nobody. TSM also still checked to make sure whether they think that true, and decided to check the video that the people made when the Kalahala was going on. And there was somebody laying down there for true who they looked at the person, it was not even said breathing or it was not shaking. This fellow, they call him Prince Zami. Prince Zami living Fiamma. He not living near that place. He living way Fiamma, but nobody know how come he was on that side. And Cecile Class say the police people took that man from there and carried him to the hospital, to the government big hospital. It's called JFK. So Cecile Clark say people who write this story, they must make sure that they made this story here to be balanced. check everywhere before you can put it up because nobody now die. And but TSM also went to check for true. Prince Zami, he not died. He was not even able to walk. With this one here, TSM checking and finding out all this one here, TSM say that story that somebody lay down there and the police will shoot them during the hala that was going on to the CDC headquarters. This story here is not true. One more story that we get for you here. One man was working with the old Minister of Finance in Liberia, Mr. Samuel Toe. This man, alleged how he put a story down and say the friendship between the American government and the Liberia government on Omen Joe Boakai, the particular friendship here now, is sour. Mr. Howe say the person standing for the American government in Liberia, what they call the ambassador, gave warning to the president of Liberia, Omen Joe Boakai, not to go to Indonesia and China, especially so not to go to China. And so the president of Liberia made her here and decided to go to China. Because the president go there, China called all Africa head of state then to come there so that they can talk and see what help China can give to their different countries then. So TSM go inside to check on a video that one radio station made, the Cool FM. And in that video, they see that when the lawmakers then decided to sit down because the president called them back from research for them to come and talk some issue then concerning the nation. So in that video, they find out that the letter from the president that he want to go to China and Indonesia, it was before the people for them to talk about it. After that, TSM still want to make sure that you get the correct story, decided to check Mr. Aloysius Howe, who first put the story here down, to bring proof of this story where he put down to say American government people say the President Obama will not go to China. But Mr. Aloysius Howe was not able to bring any evidence or any proof of the story that he put down. So with all of this now, TSM check and say story like this here to say the American gave warning to President Joseph Boakai not to go to China. This one here is not true. That's also false. So this is all we have time for this TSM talk. And we will come your way again with other TSM talk in Pidgin Liberian English. TSM make sure that they check all the facts concerning any story or all story that come up so that you will be able to get a correct story and not the false story. Bye-bye and God bless you. My name is Seo Watosin, your TSM Pidgin Liberian English friend.